The devil lay in the distance. He's in your six.
I am the big LG Doc Gallows. He is the machine gun Carl Anderson, and we are here live from Dublin, Georgia, and this is the world famous Talkin' Shop podcast hosted by the world famous Good Brothers.
I gotta say real quick, I don't understand why you just started off the podcast.
I gotta understand
Not how we roll.
Well, it's how we roll today. We have a full format that you didn't read.
Ladies and
I
gentlemen,
wrote it.
boys and girls, children of all ages, fans of the world famous Talkin' Shop, welcome to our debut on Triller TV. Our debut in front of the paywall because CEO Adam Bigwood ain't putting us behind the
No, he doesn't want us behind the paywall. Yeah, that makes sense. I get it.
He said, boys, we'll put you on Talkin' Shop, but it's got to be free. It's got to be in the free part of Triller. But we really appreciate this. It's fun to be here. Welcome to all of our old school podcast fans. The Machine Gun is happy to hear from you. The Big LG is happy to hear from you. We're happy to be here. Roku live all over the world.
STGN 49 is the channel on Roku, all 50 states, all of Canada, 33 countries worldwide. We are here. This is Talkin' Shop. I like my intro better. Let's get it going.
We just did 4 of them. We're on set. We're live in Dublin, Georgia. You know, a lot of people talk about wrestling towns, great wrestling towns that we've been to. We've had the opportunity to wrestle all over
the world.
Japan, Tokyo, Fukuoka, Osaka, Nagoya. It's big cities that when we say those names, we get excited about.
Los Angeles, Chicago, LA.
Yeah.
LA is Los Angeles.
We had a huge debut in yeah. We had a huge debut though in the Staples Center in Los Angeles.
Yes, we did.
So we love wrestling in LA.
Huge debut in Brooklyn.
We had a huge re-debut in Brooklyn, New York, and at the Barclays Center.
Yes.
But there's something about Dublin, Georgia, in the independent world, very independent world. I think we're creating something special.
It's the new wrestling capital of the South.
I know.
That's what you need to call it.
You know?
Dublin, Georgia is beautiful. We've been running Dublin, Georgia since about 2017. And this is a small town in southern middle Georgia, and they pack out to see professional wrestling. Our other partner, Lazer, the great Chris Johnson, took the reins while we were away in WWE and kept this thing moving. We might have secretly funded it a little bit.
Yeah.
Kept this thing moving. We're here again tonight. Last night we shot television for the first time ever in Americus, Georgia. This is territory, independent, professional wrestling. We get a little heat with some of the other independent professional wrestling promotions in Georgia because they say we're not independent. Well, we can't help it that we're famous.
Now,
Sorry.
Behind the camera right now, we got the great Balls Deep Billy.
Balls Deep Billy, you can just hear him slapping away.
We got Emilio in the house. We got the great Wes, who's helped us with all backstage stuff. We've got independent professional wrestler Chase Emery in the back.
Listening in.
We're on location. We got a big show. What's our show here tonight?
Tonight is Hardcore Havoc. We dared run a show titled Havoc, not in October.
Yeah.
Right here, as we sit in August, Hardcore Havoc, the return of the Hardcore Cup. We like themed shows. Once a year we have the Hardcore Cup. I hold the trophy, weird.
Yeah.
But it starts out with a Hardcore Battle Royal, and the final 4 combatants in said Battle Royal will then go into singles hardcore matches, and the winners of those singles hardcore matches will fight for the coveted Hardcore Cup, which I hope somebody put in the ring truck.
We'll see.
Because we really need that prop for tonight's action. Kate has it. That's one.
Oh, yeah, we're good to go.
Right.
Well, was this really our show? This was Lazer's show. Right?
Well, Lazer kind of didn't want you here.
Yeah. That was too much money.
You're too expensive.
He's not in here, is he, right now?
Well, but we came off the last show we were here in late middle June. Speaking of Lazer, there he is.
Speaking of Lazer, there we go.
We were just talking about how Lazer didn't want Carl on the show because he's too expensive. Well, but he's here.
I mess up the cash grab a little bit. You know what I mean? That's what's good about Lariato is we're all honest here.
We're honest. It's very transparent here at Lariato Pro. We are honest. Come on over here. Let him see that face.
Is there a way to
mic up Lazer?
It is the debut of Hello Laze.
Hey,
What's up, brother? How you doing?
This is one of our one of the owners of Lariato Pro. Can you guys hear? There you go. Look at it. This is perfect.
I love it.
Well, do you want to explain to, especially since this is the first chance of
100%.
that we're going to Triller, exactly what people can look forward to seeing with our debut show? You know, that happened last week.
Well, yeah,
on
Talking
August 2nd.
Shop presents Lariato Pro Wrestling, and if you haven't seen it yet, you need to watch it, of course. But we're not out here exactly trying to compete with all these major wrestling promotions. We run wrestling our own way. We do a peel back. We do a look behind the curtain. This is reality-based professional wrestling. In episode 1, Chase Emery, who's behind the camera, you watched him. He's going to do a pre-match interview. But you see Machine Gun coaching up Chase Emery. You see the trial. You see the error. Then you see it come to fruition. It all comes together. We're peeling back the curtain. It was our idea first. I know there's some other show on Netflix where they're doing it apparently.
Yeah.
But of course, it was our idea first.
I know.
And ours is completely unique, completely different. So please, Talkin' Shop presents Lariato Pro on Triller, on STGN 49 on Roku. We're highly available on social media. Drop your feedback, the good, the bad, and the ugly, because we do want to hear it.
Yeah, and every 2 weeks it's gonna air on Triller
Plus. It's a bi-weekly
Plus.
show on Triller Plus.
It's gonna air on Triller Plus. It's gonna also air on Roku, STG, and 49 in Atlanta.
Yep.
It's gonna air on our YouTube.
It's going to air on our YouTube. So the past episodes, once they air, will be uploaded on YouTube. Episode 1 is available on YouTube currently, so get on there and check it out.
And the deal
That's
is
the
signed.
Talkin' Shop.
These deals are signed. I mean, look at this. I love this.
Sealed, delivered.
We
Look
got
at
the mic
a
coming in.
behind the camera look at the great balls deep Billy Emilio.
I wanted to.
Look at those flowing locks on you, pal.
Well, I want to say this. I got an email. You remember this, guys. From now on, you're gonna be able to see us. We're gonna either be on StreamYard.
StreamYard? Yeah, we're going to be on StreamYard, but we can't say our ours.
Or we're going to be on person. We're going to be in person doing it. We're going to be on location. Next week we go to New York. We're in New York next week.
We're in New York 2 days, then Georgia, then the following week we go to Milwaukee. Then we have a surprise appearance, and it's a surprise,
somewhere
so
else.
we can't tell you where.
We can't tell you where it's going to be. It's going to be a big surprise. Listen, Talkin' Shop, TALKN, SHOP, goodbrothers@gmail.com. Talkin' Shop, goodbrothers@gmail.com.
Absolutely.
We got a great fan named Tony Ribera. He watched.
Oh, he watches everything.
He watched episode 1 last week.
Feedback?
He said,
Here we go.
Feedback. He said, congratulations on a great show. First of many, I'm sure. In this episode, we were able to see you A, in the ring, B, on commentary, and C, helping talent with their character, promos, etc. Of those 3 roles, which do you enjoy the most right now? Hope all is well. Tony the Fall Down Man. Thank you for that email, brother. Great fan. Has been around for a long time. Talkin' Shop you can find on all podcast platforms.
Well, I think with us, it's 20 plus years, 23 years, however you want to get exact with it. But we've been so immersed in the wrestling business for so many years. But we love being in-ring performers. We still love being in-ring performers. But I think what we love maybe even a little bit more is the process of creating the show. You and I sitting and booking the show, thinking of the angles for the show, thinking how can we deliver and make these people go home and go, whenever this comes back, I have to see it next month. Or if they go 100 miles away, maybe I should make that drive. It's giving me chills talking about it right
look
now.
at
Because
you.
that is the thrill of what this is. It's entertainment in its purest form. It's family friendly. It's fun. And I mean, we just get off on it. Every asset of it. And I think you, just speaking on your behalf right now, I do think that you enjoy, you always say you don't like to coach. Like you don't particularly love to get in the ring and show a guy a wrist lock.
Yeah.
But what you do love is
I'm not like Alex Shelley. I don't like to do that.
Alex Shelley likes to teach chain wrestling, and he's great at it. But you don't like
He likes to teach a real unique wrist lock.
real unique skill.
Let me show you how to do all this to get to this wrist lock.
Sorry, Shelley.
That's a good thing, though. It's true.
But you like for example, Chase we think has such a huge upside. That's why he's featured in the show. We said he's got to learn to talk. That's part of being a young professional wrestler is learning to talk. You're a great talker. You watched him talk, and then you came and you said this, 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 and this. It feels to me like you enjoy that part of it.
I do.
It's another portion of the creative.
Well, for 10 years, right? So we're in Japan for a decade or whatever I was there for, when you were doing other stuff. But we had so much. Let's just go to the Bullet Club days. We had so much creativity.
Yep.
and so much creative freedom that when we went to the WWE for the first time, we just kind of, you lose that a little bit when you go there, for whatever it is. Then we left and we gained all this creative freedom again when we went to Impact, went back to Japan, we went to AEW.
Created the first 2 Talking Shop Manias.
Lariato, yes.
That's when Lariato really comes into fruition.
Yes. Yeah. Lazer turns Lariato into a wrestling hotspot.
Turns this city into a wrestling hotbed.
Into a hotbed.
A hotbed, yeah.
And then we go back to WWE again, and we lose a little bit of creative flow, just because that's just the way the nature is, with at least with us. So being able to be free now, and to be able to have so much creative freedom, it's something that's probably that's easily the most enjoyable part, for sure.
And I've said this a lot, and it's not just guys who aren't with the company anymore just saying something to say it. Like, I haven't counted. I say 9 or 10, but I mean, there's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I mean, contract to contract to contract to contract to contract to contract to contract.
Yeah.
And when you do that, that's great. And it's great to have it rolling in, but
it's great to get the cash flow to buy XRP and Bitcoin. We get it.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
But we felt like our nuts got cut off. Every time we had to abandon this podcast that would have great momentum, every time we had to abandon this wrestling promotion that had great momentum, the first 2 Talking Shop Manias were probably 2 of the most fun things we've ever done.
Yes.
People, we needed a break and then roll into 3, and it all got cut off. So getting to come back to it, it's like a brand new opportunity, but it's our own opportunity.
Yes.
It's not an opportunity where you go, write your name right here, you're a bad guy, and you have to wrestle him for this much time, and this is how it's going to go. We can do whatever the fuck we want. I love that.
Yeah, and so to answer your question, creative freedom of any kind is just so freeing, and it's hard to explain how great it is.
Well, it's fun to build, and that takes me to you. Like the first.
Let's introduce Lazer. Introduce what he is, who he is.
Well, that's what I'm about to do. Cade, my son, has been with me at these things from the very beginning, and he said on the STGN show, the first Lariato Pro show had 7 people.
If that.
So when you come into a gym with 900, 1,000 people, the Good Brothers are here, the hometown hero Lazer's here, Matt Hardy is here, all these great young stars are here, we get a chance to feature them. We had to build that, and you built it. And you built it while we were away.
Well, I built it, but I built it because you and I think a lot alike.
Yeah.
Like we're very old school in our thinking.
Yeah.
So I knew.
I'm the new school thinker.
Well, that's okay. You tag along every once in a while. I knew what we wanted to get to.
Right.
I kind of knew how we wanted to get there.
Mm-hmm.
And even though you were in and out. The more you're in, the less money I make. But
I'm glad we're having this conversation here.
Glad we can get this out in the open, guys.
Yeah, Jessica in the back.
She's nodding her head, yes.
Exactly.
The COO.
I told you not to book Carl.
Yeah. Well, who are these people? Where do they come from? Well,
Son of a bitch costs too much.
What the hell? We got flights now. But I knew where we wanted to go with this, and we thought a lot alike. So I based for 3 years, everything was storyline driven.
Story driven.
It was story driven. Like we just intertwined. It was the NWO versus Sting,
right?
But with a little twist to it, a little less flavor, more old school.
The thing that impressed me the most, and this is honesty, and I haven't even said this to you off of a camera, but because we're shooting from the hip here.
Right.
There were guys that we would bring in who were cheaper, lower level guys, and I go, okay, well, he's on the show, it fills a spot.
Hear that, Jessica? Cheaper than me.
And I come back.
Didn't draw anything.
I come back a few years later. They have a following. Their characters are over, and people are invested in the stories. And I go, this guy is over? But that's conducive to good storytelling. That's what professional wrestling is. And now those guys are worth
Never mind.
Now we do got to pay them a little more.
Never mind.
And people pay to see them, and that's what it's supposed to be.
And to me, that makes me proud because I was able to look at somebody and say, I think I can do something with this guy.
When I would go,
and you're like, who is this guy? And I'd say, well, you don't know him yet. Maybe in 3 years you'll know him. And we took that same storyline and ran it for 3 or 4 years, had some intertwining, and then we blew the roof off the place. At the War Games match, and then here you come, which is a great thing. But here, the Good Brothers come back, and we've got something to work with here.
Yeah,
we're not 50 people at a training show.
Right.
So,
and you one of your strongest qualities, other than the fact that you're the sponsor machine,
Sponsor machine, yeah.
what you do really, really well, and you have to do it in professional wrestling at an independent level, is you know how to accentuate someone's positives and hide their negatives. If there's a weakness, if a guy's a terrible promo,
Don't show it.
don't have him cut a promo. If he's a terrible chain wrestler, let's not have him do a technical match. There are characters, and we believe alike too that wrestling's like the circus. I think if you don't like the guy walking on the tightrope, maybe you like the guy getting shot out of the cannon. If you hate all that, the bearded lady's over there.
And the elephants are coming.
Right.
Yeah, it's been a wonderful ride for me from 2018 where we met, and we'll get into that at some point.
That's a great story.
Right up to the show we're going to do tonight. I think we have made so much progress as a team.
Well,
and then cousin Carl comes in, and although he's expensive,
the hottest of Carls.
yeah, the absolute hottest of Carls, and he's
not as expensive as I used to be.
Well, you're not as expensive here as you are in other places, so thank you.
And then I heard
I used to be able to demand a little more. I was trying to figure out what's going on.
I heard him say that this is not something he wants to do. I don't do this. I don't do it. Why are we doing this? I don't do this. And I got him.
You got him.
Yeah,
He's
see?
fully invested.
I'm a changed, sober man.
You are a changed sober man.
It's a whole new world.
That's
out here.
actually a real Perrier. It's not
Yeah.
full of vodka.
It's actually sparkling water. I'm not hungover now for 608 days. Life's pretty weird.
That's great.
Pretty weirdly nice.
But let's go back to this because it is interesting. Like the story of us meeting is we're in Macon, Georgia at the Macon Coliseum, which we drove past and told a story about on the ride down here to Dublin. And Brother Easy E, the driver, Macon Coliseum.
One of
I
our
used to
guys.
drive the boys there for WCW. And I go, God, we've been in the Macon Coliseum 100 times. And it reminded me, you and I met backstage in the Macon Coliseum. Good Brothers are working at WWE House Show, right? Or in Atlanta?
that was the second time we met.
That's the second time, pal.
Oh, so we met in Atlanta the first
We
time.
met in Atlanta.
Arn Anderson said,
2016.
you need to meet this guy, Chris. And I go, all right, Double A, why?
I remember that.
Yeah. He's like, who's this?
Yeah.
Why am I meeting this?
But
Okay, I'll do it.
of course, I'll do whatever you want, Double A. We love Double A. All the respect in the world for
Double
Double
A, the great Arn Anderson.
Great Arn
Absolutely.
Anderson,
Introduced
the
him.
enforcer, the real master, the spine buster, and you are too. But tell the story of why Double A loved you. It's an amazing story, and it deals with independent professional wrestling right here in Georgia.
Right here in Dublin.
And it doesn't exist anymore in that variety, does
It
it?
does not. and that's kind of what lit the fire under my ass to bring wrestling back to Dublin to show them that.
Can you zoom in on that,
doesn't have to
Wes?
be like that.
Look
This
how I
is
got
not
him.
wrestling.
Look how I got him in my phone.
What's it say?
Lazer, Double A's guy.
Double A.
So there was
That's
a
good
gentleman that will remain unnamed.
Yeah, we won't call names and bury people here, but
Right.
there was a show done down in Dudley,
Right,
a town next to us, a town
We
over.
don't bury people on
And this
talking
was, matter of
shop.
fact, I think next weekend was the anniversary of that show.
But it was a star-studded event. And
Just
it was
if you're
a
not here.
high-budget event.
It was a huge meet and greet.
So who all do you got? You got Barry Windham.
Oh, yeah. Who
You
don't
got Arn
got?
Anderson.
Yeah,
you got the whole NWA.
Ron Simmons, Teddy Long, Larry Zbyszko, the women of wrestling, Sonny and all, Dutch Mantell and Ted DiBiase, the Four Horsemen.
I mean, you
name
got
it.
a six-figure card here.
You've got a huge card, and I already knew some of the guys, so I said, hey, I'll live 3 miles from here. I'll go down and say hello.
Mhm.
Well, I walk in, and
Chaos?
well, not yet,
Okay.
not yet.
Okay.
But I walk in, and there's this big guy in a suit, and he welcomes me in. Hey, how you doing? It's over here. Come in.
Is this the promoter?
No, it's not. But
Okay.
the way he's dressed, I thought so.
He's presenting himself
He's
as
presenting
we have a lot of
himself as-
sub-promoters around
Yeah,
here. We get it.
He's presenting himself as someone who actually knows what the hell he's doing.
We have a
And
lot of
come to find
sub
out-
questions while you answer
Right,
too.
and that's fine. So, for those who don't know, I'm a deputy sheriff here,
Yep.
and I went with my uniform.
We
on.
need that.
Yeah, I went dressed.
Oh, we have so many sponsors.
I went
Hey,
dressed
relax.
as security, and I got in.
Yeah.
And the guy said, "Hey, he's over here." Because I asked who specifically. I said, "Where's so and so?" He said, "He's over here."
Who's in
Okay,
charge
I go in
of
there.
this
How you
shindig?
doing? It's been a long time, whatever the case may be. So while I'm in, and it's kind of like a room like this, but it's very, very, very small. I mean, it's unreal small.
Yeah.
So we're going around, and I see this guy. He's going from table to table, and he's sitting down, and he's talking. And I said, "We got an unruly fan from the get-go."
I feel like this is where the problem starts.
Yeah. So he's bouncing around, and he's talking like he's got peanut butter in his mouth. And I said, "This is not good. This is not good." Well, then Double A.
Peanut butter. So
Like
Peanut
he's-
Butter Mouth is a new guy we can have on
yeah.
Talking Shop.
Yeah, peanut butter mouth.
How you doing today, guys?
So I'm watching this guy.
Where's my envelope?
I'm having a good time.
Peanut butter man.
So I asked the guy who introduced me, I said, who is this guy? He said, that's the promoter. I said, the hell you say? And he said, no, that's the promoter. So I was like, so what's going on? Why is he bouncing around? And he said, well, if you've been around this business long enough, you kind of know. And I said, okay, here we go.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't get that out
Shit's
of my
getting
mouth.
deep.
I didn't get out of my mouth 2 seconds, and Arn Anderson takes a bump. Out of his chair. It breaks in the floor. Now he's really pissed.
Now we're going.
Now he's really pissed, right? So I see peanut butter.
I don't know if
I see peanut butter
I
voice.
see peanut butter mouth and Arn leave out the side room. And I said, oh, I need to follow him. I said, Tully, is everything good? He
the
said,
great Tully Blanchard.
yeah. I said, is everything good? He said, no, I think you need to follow. So I keep my distance. And I see them duck off into a classroom, and I was like,
So Arn and the promoter,
yeah, Arn and peanut butter promoter.
peanut butter mouth,
Yeah.
peanut butter man.
They go into the little gimmick room here.
Yeah.
And it's a war of words, right? I'm sure.
You good?
It's a
He's just-
war of words. And he's giving him the what have you. I need my payday right now. Now it's clicking.
He ain't got no money.
The deposits weren't issued, and there's no money to be issued. So Arn tells the guy, he says, well, we got to rectify this, and we got to do it like yesterday. And I'm watching. I said, please, Arn, don't do anything where I got to lock you up. You know,
Don't do nothing to
yeah,
make
don't-
you get locked
I don't know
up.
if you would have locked up the great
Don't
enforcer.
do
You might have turned your head the other way.
anything, 'cause there's a few eyes on this
Yeah,
thing, right?
yeah.
So Arn's was like, well, can you get the money? And the guy made the mistake of saying yes.
That's
And the next thing I know, they're not in front of me anymore.
a peanut butter lie.
Yeah, they're down the hallway, and they're getting into Peanut Butter's car.
Arn?
Yes.
Okay.
And I said, well, this is great.
You're getting in the Jiff mobile.
So I say, hey, can I follow you wherever we're going to make sure everything's good? He says, absolutely, let's go. So we go down to a business.
So now Peanut Butter Man's got a pissed off enforcer and the sheriff behind him.
Yeah, and he's got a pissed off Dale Wilkes, Patriot, the late great Patriot.
That's a big guy.
And he's got a pissed off Barry Windham.
Oh, that's not good either. That's actually the worst.
That's scary, yeah.
So we get in the car and we're driving and we go to a local business here in town, and the guy goes in, Peanut Butter goes in, and he comes back out with
the
a
old
check.
title loan shop.
Yeah. So he comes back out with a checkbook.
A checkbook.
Yeah. And
Bless.
anybody around the business knows this is getting better.
We
right?
don't
yeah.
take a check.
No check. So he goes to stroking checks. I mean, he's just writing.
He's just
numbers.
writing bad
He's
checks
just-
like it's nobody's
He's
business.
just writing stuff. And I stopped him and I said, listen, I said, are you allowed to write checks on this account? And he's like, yeah. These are my checks. And his name was on there. So he's
Didn't mean
writing.
there was money in the account.
Well, yeah, it doesn't mean that. But we're Saturday afternoon.
Let's
banks
try
are
to get
not
something
open.
going, yeah.
We're trying to get through the day. We'll, back up and punt Monday and do what we got to do.
A lot of
Yeah.
money.
So, a lot of punting to come, sir. So he's writing these checks.
A lot of coming to come, is it?
Yeah. So he's writing the checks, right? And I get my phone out, and Arn says, "What are you doing?" I said, "We know it's not even good."
Yeah.
I said, "I need to take a picture of it. You're going to take it with you. I'm going to take a picture of it, and then when it bounces, you call me and tell me, and then we can do what we need to do." So I'm taking pictures. I took his picture. They disperse. Arn's back home. He's moving, I believe, Brock into college that weekend, is what he tells me later.
Yeah.
So he's moving Brock into college. He's missed college. He's missed everything that he needed to do with his family to try to get a payday. And he's gotten stiff. So now he's mad. Now he's got a check that's no good. So he's really mad. So he's up the road. Keep in touch. We get back to the venue. Guy's got his checkbook, and he's stroking every check he can, and he's passing them out. But before he passes them out, I'm taking pictures of every one of them.
I didn't know this part.
Oh, yeah. So he runs out of checks. And
He runs out of checks.
He runs out of checks.
Don't have enough checks in the book.
He's
The old
fresh
checkbook.
out. He says, I got another one. I'll be right back. So he jumps in the car with a friend that was there with him, and they go off and back. They come here in 20 minutes or so. And he starts writing checks again, but I noticed the name wasn't the same.
It's not his name.
So it's not his name.
Mm.
It's his parents.
It's independent wrestling at its finest.
Good God.
So now I'm really taking pictures.
What
And
year is this?
This is 2016.
He's stealing from his parents.
August. Well, we didn't know this at the time because you don't ever know if he's an authorized user on the account,
Sure.
whatever. So we got to play it safe. But I did ask. I said, "Are you authorized to write checks on this account?" Yeah, hell yeah.
Authorized or authorized?
Authorized. We're in Georgia.
Yeah, that's right.
Not Cincinnati.
That's right, hottest of Carls.
Ohio ain't out of here.
You shut up, Carl.
You sit over here. I'm driving this train.
Train is yours, Lazer. The train is yours,
Let's
Lazer.
get back to.
I'm just trying to get my payday. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we know.
You got it.
Sorry, boss.
Yeah, no worries. So we get back to the school, and he's writing all these checks, and Tessa Blanchard's one of them. And I'm taking pictures, and she says, "You know, this is not even good." I said, "I know this, but
100%.
we got to go through the motions, and then when it comes back,
It's a process,
that we
right?
have a problem, then we're going to handle the problem." And a lot of the guys, wrestlers, they were of the mindset that they were all screwed.
Yeah.
They're not going to. They've done this before. In
It's
any
happened.
other-
We've eaten it over the
well, in
years.
any other town, this
Happens.
would have been most cops would tell you this is a civil matter. You know, you got to
Yeah,
handle
yeah,
this
yeah.
in civil court and all those things. So nobody's from around here.
No.
So I took it upon myself to say, I'll handle this. No worries. Let me handle it. So I started getting contact information. I'm trying to get addresses. I'm trying to get all the things. And I've already let Peanut Butter know if this doesn't work out for you.
Peanut Butter Falcon.
Yeah, I'm coming for you. So this happens on a Saturday, and what a lot of people don't know is, unfortunately, that night we had a cop get killed in the next
shit.
town over. So we left the wrestling event and went to hunt for the fugitive.
Jeez.
So my attention was taken away here, but I'd gotten most of everybody's contact. I leave. Monday morning, I go to the bank, or I call the bank, and I'm like, "Hey, I just want to follow up. This guy has written a lot of checks. First of all, is he authorized?"
Is he authorized?
Was
Yeah.
one of the checks good?
None. Absolutely none. Not even his. In his account.
Well, clearly not his.
So they tell me he's not.
Mom and Dad are broke
He's not
asses
authorized.
too.
He's not allowed to do this. And I said, okay, hey, no problem. So I go to the DA's office and I said, listen, I need to present this case to you. This is what I have. Most people would tell him this is a civil matter. I said, I'm not going to let this slide. This is a criminal matter. He has bumfoozled a lot of people out of a lot of money.
He's a forgerer.
Yes. 27 counts.
Bum-fooling son of a bitch.
Yeah, bastard.
I said bumfooling bastard.
Well, in the meantime, while I'm getting my case together, he decides that he needs to check into the mental hospital.
Yeah, naturally.
Yeah, that's a good place to
So
hide.
I didn't know this, but he was
He
in the
checked into
military.
the mental
in the Coast Guard,
Naturally,
whatever.
yeah.
So he does his deal and he stays
Well,
at
layers to
72
this.
hours. He stays at 72 hours, and I tracked him down to where he was. And when he walked out, he was in shackles, and he was with me. And I bring him back. We book him in, and his parents call. The parents that
He took the
had
money
wrote
from
the check that was bad,
right.
that he forged his name on their account. They're there trying to figure out how to get him out of jail, how to make this go away. And I said, we do have some options. I am a man of options. We have options. The first one, the best
Hey.
way.
I'm a man of options. You got to
Yeah,
Pay up.
The best way is to get all of these people, and I had a list. I said to get everybody paid.
How many of them are there, you think?
I would have to pull my list out, but there was at least 35.
35?
Yeah, there was $28,000 needed to be paid.
That's a hell of a budget.
Approximately. And brother had $120 in his money bag at the gate. It wasn't working out. It was a bad day.
So he didn't draw a good house, was what you're saying?
Did not draw a good house.
Hold on. So this was the first time you met LG?
No.
I hadn't even
This
met
is
him
why.
yet.
This is why Art Anderson knew Lazer.
This is where Arn comes in, because I kept him informed of what was going on.
But
and got
yet
him
you
paid.
end up getting him paid.
Yes. So, so
all
we
right.
go through the whole process, and the parents come back and they said, "I've got money orders for everybody," and they did. Like they had money orders for everybody.
They paid the $28K.
Yes. So
Shit.
they said, "How can
It's
we?"
a nice payday to have, and they're just laying around.
Nice parents.
Well, I'm like, as soon as I get confirmation that everybody's been paid, then I'll go and petition the DA to dismiss the warrants. Okay, good deal.
They
So
should have bought Bitcoin instead of paid for that stupid show.
XRP.
I'm getting confirmation left and right.
Be a lot
This person's
better
paid,
place.
This person's paid. Everybody's paid. What a lot of people don't know is One Man Gang was there, and he was there to get a payday because his house had flooded in the hurricane that had hit the week before.
He'd been
his
out of
house
business
was-
for a long time.
His house was underwater, and he was having to. This was a good payday for him.
Sure.
He was getting screwed. That doesn't sit well with me. He was one of the first ones that got paid. So we go through this whole process. Everybody's paid except one person. Can you guess who?
Double A.
One man gang.
Sonny.
Oh,
Guess
Lord.
where she is?
Well, she's paying the
She's still there.
She's paying the Pied Piper now, isn't she?
If she got paid, it was somebody else got it, whatever the case may be. But she was the only one that did not
She's got a couple of
confirm with
demons
me
floating around, you know? It's all right.
that she had gotten her money. Well, Arn and I had kept in touch after this whole ordeal. And you make fun of me the way I talk. He's from Rome, Georgia, brother.
Oh, yeah. I
You know
grew
what
up.
mean?
Oh,
So
yeah.
He calls me and says, hey, we're going to be in Atlanta, and you're going to be my guest.
Yeah.
So, all right. Yes, sir. I drive up with a friend of mine from the
Yeah.
office. Yeah. And you don't know this, but we actually had an accident on the way up there.
Well, how about that?
A tarp falls off a truck in front of us. And
You guys had a wreck?
and I run over it. So I've got a tire sitting sideways on my truck that I had to drive from Atlanta back home in this thing with about 20 miles an hour and stop every once and again and make sure the tire's not going to blow out. So it was a whole ordeal. But we get there and I called Arn. He said, hey, your tickets at Will Call. You know, when you get here, let me know. And I did. I walk in. He says, hey, I'm at the curtain, whatever. Come on down. I get there. That's where he says, hang on, I got somebody I want you to meet.
Yeah.
And then
He came to
And
me.
And that's the beginning of this fruitful
Yes.
He
relationship.
came to me
that
and he
turns
said,
into Lariato
he
Pro.
said, there's a guy, if you're still running shows in
Ta-da.
Georgia, that you need to meet. And
yeah.
I said, great. And then he introduced me to Chris.
He's a good guy.
He's a good guy. He'll be on
he's your neighbor. That's what he told me. He's your neighbor.
Yeah.
He lives close to you.
Yeah, he said, if you're going to keep running in Georgia, you need to know this guy. And lo and behold, here we are killing it.
Well, and look at all that, right? It ties into what you're doing now. You work with TNA Wrestling.
I do. I'm head of security for TNA Wrestling. I've
You were there,
survived.
and you went there when we went there in 2020, around there, right? Around that
Yeah,
time.
he came
I
in-
came in 22.
22,
I
was
had
it?
a meeting in February in 22.
Wow.
in
But
New
you showed
Orleans.
up in 2020.
Our great friend, the late Frankie Chiazzo,
Yeah.
when our former
Well,
boss
he was
at
the
TNA,
security-
He
Scott
was.
Demore,
Yeah.
needed a security guard. Frankie said, now, I don't know if he had a permit to carry, God rest his soul.
He
but
always had a
said-
gun, though.
He always had a gun and some brass knuckles sitting there amongst some other paraphernalia that he maybe
Yeah.
shouldn't have had.
Yeah.
And Scott said, well, shit. Frankie could be my security, but all Frankie did was walk around and brother talk to the boys
Yeah.
and get fucked up. So
Yeah.
he promptly was fired. And then I go, well, there's a real guy.
Yeah.
And then Scott ends up coming to Lariato and he goes,
Well, let
okay.
me back up to.
Because you were coming around in
Well, let me
2020.
back
yeah.
up to 2020. A lot of people don't know this, but I drove your ring up to Atlanta, the Coca-Cola Roxy,
yes, you did. Yes,
and
you did.
TNA had a show there.
Yes, you did.
That's the night that I saved Scott Steiner.
You saved Scott Steiner's life, which is another story. And also the great late Vernon Love, another talking shop character, was the bell ringer. And it was the happiest day of his life because
Yes.
they kept shooting him ringing the bell.
Did you do the
You know
CPR
this?
on
You know
Scott,
this?
right?
So March of 2020, they had the show at the Coca-Cola Roxy. The next week is when COVID shut everything down.
We're still like in WWE.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're still-
but we brother rented the ring to TNA because that's
Right.
how we roll.
and I drove it up there. And that night, when that happened with Steiner,
Yeah.
that's when I met Scott Demore.
Yes.
And I'd already known D'Lo Brown.
Scott called me and said, your friend Chris saved Scott Steiner's
What
life.
happened with Scott Steiner? Tell
So-
that story.
okay,
I don't even
so
know.
You don't
that.
know this. So Scott comes in for a guest spot at TNA. Him and Demore have been friends for a long time. They're going to
Okay.
have him do a special appearance on TNA. And you take it from there. I wasn't there.
Well, I was standing at the curtain, and I was watching. Scott was out in the ring doing his promo because at the time they were going to do a TNA, I guess, old school versus Impact storyline. They had a lot of the
Who better
originals
than
there.
Big Poppa Pump?
Yeah, they had a lot of the originals
Yeah.
there, and they were going to like Kid Cash was there. There was a few
Yeah.
different ones.
Yeah, 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 I
Shamrock was there.
remember that, yeah.
Yeah. So Scott's out there, and he's cutting his promo, and he's fired up as always. And he comes to the back, and he did nothing in the ring but throw a clothesline. I mean, he took no bumps. He did nothing. So he's walking to the back, and I just happened to walk back there. For whatever reason, I just happened to go check on something. And Scott's laying in the floor. And there's people around him, and they're holding his hand, and they're talking to him. And I'm like,
Is he
out of
responsive?
breath? You know, is he-
Okay,
is he-
you're just trying
is
to
he-
figure it out.
Well, I'm getting closer.
Yep,
I'm
trying to
thinking
figure
a lot
out
of
what's
things
going on.
goes-
Yeah.
First responder, Chris.
Yeah, yeah.
Chris comes out.
Yeah, yeah,
Lazer, no.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm getting close to him, and he's purple, like his lips are purple. I was like,
God
brother, hey,
damn.
brother's not breathing. Why are we holding hands, right?
Yeah. What
And I know nobody at this point, like none of the.
But you just
none of
jump
the
in and
boys.
take
I'm
control of it?
I'm like, listen, we've got to do this. So I jump in and I start the compressions,
Chest
the
compressions.
chest compressions. And
Wow.
I hear somebody like, why is he doing that? And I'll tell you why. Because if you're unresponsive, even though you're not breathing, if you're getting blood pumped to your organs, they're usually going to be okay, even when you get shocked or whatever to come back. If you keep that blood pumping, you keep that blood going to the brain, you still got oxygen in your blood, you're probably not going to go brain dead. So that was my like, let's get this going. I don't know where the defibrillator is.
Has
I don't
anyone
know
called
where-
an ambulance at this point?
Unbeknownst to me, they had.
Okay.
But I'm listening.
But you're the man,
I'm
you're the
listening to a
in-between
lot
guy.
of things,
and an ambulance has to get to the Roxy, yeah.
Yeah, ambulance has got to get there.
This is
And-
Big Poppa Pump on the floor.
Yeah, on the floor. And there's
It's
another guy
unreal.
that jumps in because I don't know if you've ever done chest compressions, but after so long, you're winded.
You're
brother.
winded.
blown, you're
Yeah.
done. So another brother jumps in and he's doing some chest compressions, and we swap out a couple of times. And then they come in with a defibrillator and all the things and shock him and send him on his way. And I'll be honest, I told him this after we talked. I did not think he was alive when he left.
Woo! I got to see you and him have an interaction. I don't know if it was the first interaction after that, but I mean, you saved his life. And I think he's forever indebted to you. He will say that. And
Scotty says that?
oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
He says, Lazer saved my life. And he did.
I love Scott Steiner.
We love Scott Steiner.
He's
Yeah.
always great
Scott
to
was
us,
on the
yeah.
phone with his wife. I can't remember her name right now, but they were calling Rick and letting everybody know, hey, this has happened. What was very fortunate, I found out later, is he had a procedure done a couple of weeks before that. And had he been home and not taken that booking, we wouldn't have Scott Steiner.
Yeah, because
That
even no one
would
would
have
have been
happened at
there.
home.
That would have
Nobody
happened
would
at
have
home
been
and
there.
nobody
It was
would
going
have-
to happen either way.
Yeah.
Because
We
like
just-
with massive heart attacks, where people don't know, you don't get a warning when
No,
it's
no.
coming. It's
well,
just-
that's, I mean,
it's
your
lights out.
story's terrible.
Yeah,
It's,
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's 1993. I watched me and my grandpa went on a bike ride, and he had a massive heart attack.
And there's nothing.
Nothing they could do. A couple guys ran over and did some chest compressions, but he didn't make it. But you don't get a warning.
And then, you know, to think of that, that was what, 2020, and 5 years later, you know, Scott Steiner, we have a chopped up thing for Talking Shop we're going to put out, and he came up and gave us a big brother hug, and it was great to see him, and he cut a promo and told our fans to fuck off, all the great stuff that he does.
Yeah.
But none of that would have happened if it weren't for you.
Yeah, and
Wow.
ironically, the year before that, we had Scott on our show at our big St. Patrick's
Yeah.
show. He had came down and did the
Yeah, so he already knows you,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
not in that
yeah,
capacity.
yeah. and it could have been Scott, it could have been you, it could have been
Sure.
Joe in the crowd, it
Yeah.
could have been whoever.
Yeah.
That happens.
That's what a first responder
That
does.
happens. You jump in training mode, it doesn't matter. So, but
Well, thank you.
oh yeah,
What a story.
What a first episode of
Thank
Talking
you.
Shop. Incredible stuff.
What a way to wind it down with a story of the saving of
Of
one
Big
of the
Poppa Pump.
legendary Big Poppa Pump.
Chase, come
Scott
over here and
Steiner.
flex for the people. I'm trying to get more girls in the seats over here because you're a good-looking kid. Let them get that face.
Well,
some
now
screen
look at
time,
this
huh?
this
Look at
this
this beautiful
handsome
son
man.
of a bitch here.
Keep your eyes
There
open.
you go. That's good. That's
eyes
good. I
open
like
for
that.
for Chase Emery as he climbs.
Climbs the professional wrestling ladder.
Climbs the
Ladies
ranks.
and gentlemen, thank you.
Can Fink see us out?
Whether you've tuned in on STGN 49 on Roku, whether you're watching on Triller, whether you're late to the party and you're getting it for free on YouTube, thank you for watching Talk and Shop. I got to work on my Fink. I'm out of tune.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Talking Shop, all podcast platforms, Triller Plus, Roku, STGN 49,
Blue Wire.
Blue Wire, baby. For Lazer, for the Machine Gun, for the Big LG, for Balls Deep Billy, for Wes,
For COO.
Chase Emery, for COO, Jessica back there.
She's not paying attention at all. Thanks for tuning in.
Join us next week.
Let's get some free barbecue.